Hello, everybody. This is Global Warming Skeptic, and this is the Young Turks is Exposed, episode number 15. This topic is going to be a little bit of Cenk spilling the beans, I guess, about his past, about why he was a Republican earlier, particular experiences in college. Let's hear what he has to say.
When I was in college, yeah, they didn't they didn't let me speak on an issue. And this was the most ironic thing in the world.
That must have driven you crazy.
I know, right? So we were talking about if we should have a harassment policy that limited speech, and in the debate for that, they limited speech. They shouted me down, and the president of the university was there. He didn't do a goddamn thing about it.
Wow.
Okay, it was the most amazing thing I've ever seen. This is the antithesis of what an education should be, open and fair. So Sarah Silverman is right, President Obama is right, but they're both right, right? So on the one hand, there is a political correctness, and it does go too far. On the other hand, we could also all adjust and understand each other's points.
Yes.
So if somebody's saying to Jerry Seinfeld or the other comedians, hey, here's why we think this is uncool, you should hear them out. If they don't want to hear you out and they drown you out, they shout you out, or they don't want to have a conservative speaker, then they're wrong, right? The answer is balance. Also, not relating to me, I remember we had one of the Contras that came to speak at our school, right? Nicaraguan. And now the Contras were bad guys, and they had legitimate rights to protest. But protest them, then let him speak. But they shouted over him until he couldn't speak anymore and left. Well, I was interested in hearing his point of view, even if I wanted to be against it and argue against it. I don't know what to argue against because you didn't let him speak.
Right, and also another thing that's really, really important for students to understand, yes, on most campuses, I think that students are predominantly liberal, right? But you shouldn't be the arbiter of what type of ideology is allowed on that campus, because there might be students there are likely students there, that don't agree with your political ideology, and they...
Okay, let's stop this here. It's a nice little heartfelt speech from Cenk about why he was initially a Republican when he got out of school. And I just put the Anna Kasparian thing in there just to give some context. So, for them both, and particularly to Cenk, I have one question. What's changed? See, this is a little bit earlier in the video. He was saying this is in 1988. These were Reagan Democrats. And just a little bit of a history lesson. Reagan Democrats were very conservative, especially for today's time. The Democrats back then were not as liberal as they are now. Socialism was a dirty word to everybody. Now it's pretty much an I don't know from Democrats. But here's the thing. It's gotten far worse with the political correctness than it was before. Where they would boo you off stage now, you would have security removing you from the podiums, and you would be kicked off of the university for saying something that is controversial. You know, before that, you may be booed off the stage, but say you were a racist or some other extreme position, you would at least be given the opportunity to speak, because any opportunity to listen to another view, and Ian actually makes a rare good point about this. It is a good thing to listen to other views, and I will go as far as to say especially when they are wrong. But see, here's the thing. It is very hypocritical to be talking on here about freedom to speak, but then denounce people like Donald Sterling or other people who you view as racists and think that they deserve to be drowned out, that they don't deserve to have a voice because of their opinions. And this is the hypocritical thing about the Young Turks, is that they believe this. They believe that speech should be suppressed. That is what the movement of Wolfpack is about. That is what this whole channel is about, censoring speech. For example, I tried to speak in their chat rooms, and I am censored from this channel. I cannot comment, I cannot chat, I cannot participate in any way in the discussions of the Young Turks because they have deemed my opinion too dangerous to be on there. And that is the ultimate hypocrisy of this channel. They don't want to hear opposing views. They will say this on here to appeal to their own viewers, to say, we're for free speech, but no, you're not. You're for, just as I've exposed in the other 14 episodes, you're about control, you're about how many viewers you can get, and you're about duping people into believing a progressive agenda. It doesn't matter if it's true or not. What matters is who has the control and who is on the most powerful side. And you want to be the powerful side. Thanks for listening. God bless.